Tina was a very lazy girl. In the whole village, there was no one as idle as she was. From the first crow of the cock at dawn till the moon rose high at night, she hardly lifted a finger. Other girls in her age group woke up early, swept the compound, fetched water from the stream, or followed their mothers to the farm. But Tina rolled on her mat until the sun was already climbing, yawning and stretching as if waking up itself was hard labor. Her mother, who was a widow, worked tirelessly from morning till night. She farmed, she cooked, she fetched firewood, and she took care of every household task. Yet Tina did not feel a sting of shame. She sat idly under the mango tree beside their hut, twisting strands of her hair or humming songs while others sweated. Even when she was asked to help, she did so grudgingly, dragging her feet as though the ground itself pained her. The people of the village knew Tina well. Women shook their head whenever she passed, whispering, "There goes the girl who will starve the moment her mother is gone." Young men laughed openly. If laziness were a crown, Tina would be queen, they said, pointing and mocking. Even children ridiculed her. Lazy bones, they called, running around her in circles. Tina laughed along, pretending the insult did not cut her. She slapped her hands and rolled her eyes as though she enjoyed the attention. But when night fell, when the lamp was dim and the crickets sang, she called on her mat in silence. The words she had heard all day echoed in her mind. Her chest tightened. She wanted to be respected, to be admired like the hardworking girls who drew compliments, but the thought of actual work weighed on her more than the shame of their laughter. Tina would always ask herself, why must life be so hard? Why must people sweat and suffer just to eat? There must be an easier way. One evening, Tina dragged herself into the bush to gather firewood. She picked only a few sticks, complaining that her arms hurt. The sun was low when she turned onto the narrow path that led home. There she saw a strange old woman standing still, as though waiting for her. The woman's wrapper was made of rough clothes, her hair tied in uneven knots. Her eyes gleamed strangely, sharp enough to pierce through Tina's heart. "Tina," the woman called, "the girl of Rose, how do you know my name?" The woman's thin lips curved into a smile. "I know more than your name. I know your weakness. You hate work, don't you? You are mocked every day. They laugh at you." Tina's throat tightened. She looked away. The woman dipped into the calabash she carried and drew out a small clay cup. Inside was a dark liquid that smelled bitter, like roots pulled from deep earth. "Drink this before you sleep tonight," the woman said. "By morning, you will never need to work again. You will have food without famine, fire without firewood, water without fetching. Life will serve you." Tina's eyes widened. It sounded like a dream. "How is that possible?" she whispered. The woman's eyes glowed brighter. "Do you want to remain the village laughingstock forever? Drink it. By tomorrow, the world will kneel at your feet." Tina trembled, staring at the cup. She wanted to ask more questions, but when she raised her eyes, the old woman was gone. Only the faint scent of bitter roots lingered in the air. That night, Tina sat on her mat, turning the cup in her hands. Doubt gnawed at her, but the thought of living without sweat, without mockery was too sweet. Finally, she raised it to her lips and drank it all. At dawn, Tina awoke to birds singing. She stretched and smiled. She felt lighter than ever. "Today will be different," she whispered. But soon, the village erupted in chaos. The yam barns were empty. Chickens had flown into the forest. Water pots cracked and spilled. Firewood snapped like dry bones, refusing to catch flame. "What is happening?" the villagers cried. "Why is everything fading?" Tina tried to help. She picked up a calabash, but it slipped and shattered. She grabbed a broom, but it snapped before sweeping even once. She tried to light a fire, but smoke stung her eyes and the flames died. Hunger twisted her stomach, but no one would share food. Everyone's level had crumbled, and suspicion turned towards her. "It began this morning," they whispered. "Since Tina woke up, nothing has worked." Men pointed at her. Women muttered prayers. Children clung to their mothers. "She has cursed us," they shouted. "She's the reason our work fails." Tina trembled, trying to defend herself, but her voice sounded hollow. That night, she lay hungry outside. The stars glittered above, but rain soon fell, soaking her until she shivered. Her teeth shattered, her belly growled. She thought of the bitter drink and the woman's promise. "Why did I drink it?" she sobbed. From the edge of the path, the old woman appeared again, her eyes glowing in the dark. Tina staggered to her feet. "Why did you do this to me?" she cried. "You said I will never need to work again, but now everyone hates me. I have nothing." The woman's calm voice cut through the night. "You wish for a life without labor. Now you see what that means. No food, no fire, no peace. Laziness is sweet at first, bitter at last. You long for an easy road. Now you suffer." Tina fell to her knees, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I only wanted respect. I only wanted to live like the others." The woman's eyes burned. Respect is never given to one who refuses to carry her own load. Work may be hard, but it feeds, it shelters, it honors. Laziness may feel soft, but it steals all things. The tree swayed, listening. The woman raised her hand. "Return to yourself, Tina. Choose labor, not laziness." The curse lifted at dawn. Tools were whole again, pots unbroken, firewood caught flames, chickens returned to the coops, the stream flowed freely. But Tina was no longer the same. She was the first to rise that day. She carried her pot to the stream, balancing it carefully. She swept her mother's compound until it shone. She dug the garden with steady strokes, sweat pouring down her face. Day after day she walked. Her back ached, her palms blistered, but she did not stop. The villagers, at first skeptical, soon began to nod in respect when they saw her pass. Her mother's eyes shone with pride. Tina had learned her lesson the hard way. Laziness may rest the body, but only diligence feeds the soul.